Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 4, Episode 9, titled Some You Give Away. Air date November 29th, 2006, and the synopsis is...
I had to grab my glasses. So as Whitey's last game approaches, the residents of Tree Hill feel the pressure of a looming state championship. Peyton reveals to Lucas that she has feelings for him. Haley learns the sex of her baby. Nathan and Lucas clash over personal and team goals. Karen shows Deb tough love, while Dan tries to strike a bargain with Daunte.
It's weird that in the synopsis they said that Peyton told Lucas her true feelings, because she already said that last episode.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny.
So we start off with that title card that tells you it's going to be a serious episode. And Whitey's in the parking lot when we hear the announcer that turns out to be from the last Dan's last game. I thought it was this one.
18.
I forgot about that.
18 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was so perfect because they showed Whitey and then they were talking about like Scott, and you think it's Nathan, obviously. And it was perfect because it was Dan. And because not many times you could do that in a show, because sometimes you have like different last names and stuff. So it just worked out perfectly that it's like we think we're talking about Nathan, but no. So that was 18 years ago, as like Whitey points out, and it was like, oh, Bert, that's crazy. I love how they pieced it together, though.
Yeah, so now we know that Dan lost his championship.
Yep.
And then we see Nathan crying on a hospital floor. We see that a few times.
Yeah.
And then, so we see everybody upset. Payne's crying because then we get the flashback to when she told Lucas that she has feelings for him. And, he doesn't get it at first. And it kind of has like a blue kind of tint to it. I don't know if that's like for the flashback of it all or what, but Lucas says that they've been through so much together, and she's trying to make him understand, like, not like platonic love, like romantic love.
Yeah, we already saw that, but yeah.
So replay of that. But then we finally get his answer to that, and he just simply says, "Oh."
And then, he was annoying. Like, okay, I love Lucas, but like at the beginning when when it first started, and then this scene happens because it's like the first scene. I'm like, oh God, like really, Lucas? Like I gotta deal with you all episode. And then it's like obviously he changes when it comes to like Nathan and stuff, to like that I'm on his side, but I'm like, dude, come on now. Like, I don't agree with your choices. Like, just admit you like her back. I'm not saying love like she did, but you do like her.
Right.
Like just admit that. He's so annoying because he can't just admit it.
Yeah, like I said, I think he just needed some time after realizing things were over with Brooke, like, more than a day instead of less than
So
a
day. So the next day?
Well, something. Maybe she would have got more than an O.
Isn't this like the next day, though? Like the championship?
Like I don't know. I thought it was the night before the championship, like the night of the banquet.
Yeah, so I mean, like the championship game is like the next day after she told him.
Right. Yeah. So he
he got it over it in a day.
I guess, yeah. And then at the river court, Nathan comes walking up, telling Lucas he looks like crap. And Lucas says he's been dealing with some stuff, aka pain. And then the state championships is pretty, coming around the corner.
It was sad though, like when you saw Lucas all happy and he's like, in less than 24 hours we're gonna be state champions. And just to see Lucas's face, because he's so happy. And then of course Nathan's there to ruin it, and he's like, no, we're not. And he's like, well, you think we can't beat him? No, we're just not going to. And it's like, and that's when he gets it, like, really, Nathan? Like, so when he was going on about like Skills isn't gonna get into college. Just talking about like everybody, Whitey, everybody, and then he talks about himself. What about me? I'm like, well, what about you? You weren't gonna go any further, Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got everybody else. Like, it's Whitey's last game. This is his reputation, skills, trying to get into college. Like, I got all that. But when Lucas was talking about himself, I was like, but this is the end of the road for you.
Right.
But I mean, you do, when it is your last game, no matter what you're playing, you do want to win. And especially to say, like, my last game was the state championship. Of course, everybody would want to say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I liked how he was pointing everybody out because Nathan was only thinking of Nathan and not everybody else.
Right.
Again, not exactly what a leader would do.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of Lucas, not Nathan.
Yeah, he was singing more as a husband only, so.
Well, okay, I still wouldn't want my husband to do what he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you?
No.
Like like Daunte threatened your life.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Right.
And I guess that's the thing too. Nathan never said that at all. He never told Lucas that, like, because Nathan or Lucas is just thinking like you just have to do this, blah blah blah, like lose the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Nathan never told him, dude, if he does, like, if we don't lose this game, I could be dead.
Right.
Like, he never said, Daunte threatened my life. He threatened Haley.
Mm-hmm.
He never told him any of that.
Right.
And I feel like okay, that's like the thing is like Lucas is only hearing a piece of it, which is we have to lose the game because of your stupid decisions. But he's not here, like he doesn't know the other side, which is Nathan can't, like, his life is over.
Mm-hmm.
Or so's Haley, which is Lucas's best friend. Like, I just kind of wish Nathan would have told him more of like what Daunte said instead of this.
Right.
Because I mean, like Dan, like he's the adult, right? So like for him, when he was threatened with everyone's life, obviously he's not going to go and tell anybody because like who's he going to tell? Nathan, the only other person that knows. But that would again impact Nathan, and then you're putting more stress on your kid when really the parent is supposed to take the stress. And so I'm like, for Dan, he can't really turn to anybody.
Right.
And Nathan could very well tell Lucas, but he doesn't. And it's just crazy because I'm like, you've told him this much. Why don't you just go a step further and tell him the truth?
Right.
Like, I would love to win this game. Like, do you really think I wouldn't want to win this game? But our lives are in danger if, we don't.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just feel like Lucas may have had a different reaction if he would have known that part. Like, they were about to, chop my leg off sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like especially as a sibling, if you hear that about your sibling, you're going to think differently. In most cases. So I feel like Lucas would have. He has a good heart. So I just feel like Nathan should have told him. He told him all that.
Yeah.
Don't you, or do you just wish he would have just hold on to himself?
Right. Yeah, so Lucas just thinks that it's going to have to be a one-on-one between them tomorrow, even though he has only 15 minutes.
Good because he was talking about the past and how they did the one-on-one. He said, I guess I'll be battling you on the court. I'm like, oh, yeah. I was like, this is good. So this is at night now. So this is after the banquet, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
Okay. Well, because they're not in banquet clothes or anything.
Yeah.
So they both like went home and changed, and now Oh, so it's basically like the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we see the gym where the game's going to be, and Mouth is saying it may be the biggest day in history for the Tree Hill Ravens, and for Coach Durham, with only 32 minutes remaining in a long and storied career.
And then Whitey
Whitey-
walks in.
Yep.
That was funny.
And apparently he's there a good, I don't know, probably hours before the game. So Mouth's just saying that he's really excited, and that's why he's sitting there alone in the locker room by himself in his suit and everything, and ready to go. And then at Lucas, he catches up to Skills. He catches up on Skills about what happened with Peyton, and Skills is
Okay,
even
I
annoyed.
agree. I agree with Skills.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he was like, that's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even Skills was like kind of like pushing him, like, tell the truth.
Right.
Like, we all know it. So, like, just tell the girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently Lucas says that he mumbled something about them being friends and then just left. So
that's a way to just end the night.
mm-hmm. And Lucas, explains to Skills that for the longest time he thought there may be something more, but it just never worked out. So you just have to face the fact that it's not meant to be. And Skills acts like, even if she wants more, and Lucas says that Payne is just confused. She's had a hard year, and he happened to be there to rescue her a few times. And that's when,
Yeah, that's when Skills was telling him, like, you didn't just rescue her. Like, she was there and you chose to.
mm-hmm.
And it's like, exactly, like, that's the thing, is like, Peyton would have found a way out, right? Out of anything.
Maybe not some of the things, but yeah.
Well, maybe not like Derek, but like, it's like, Lucas was always there. He was always happy to rescue her.
Right.
So I was happy that all the stuff he was talking about, because it's like, it's so true.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then at school, Haley is tutoring Rachel, but Rachel doesn't care about the math problem Haley's giving her.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That would have been me. Think about it. Everything she was saying, I was like, Did you?
Yeah.
Did you? Okay. Did you know the answer when she said, what's blah, 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 blah? And did you know the answer?
No, I don't even remember what the problem was.
I know she lost me. She started talking.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God. And then it was funny because Rachel's like, she's like, she doesn't have the answer and stuff. And she was like, this blows. And because she goes, I don't have a balloon, but this blows. I'm like,
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that'd be me too.
Mm-hmm.
But again, she has to pass calculus so hard.
Right.
At least in my mind, it's hard.
Mm-hmm. So, obviously Rachel's acting like this because she actually doesn't need this help, so she's not really serious
Paying
about
attention.
it. But yeah. But so it seems like she didn't know about the keys to the cabinet until this moment after, and then she seemed to have her plan. Or did she already know about the keys and that's why she's not acting serious about it? Because if she wasn't acting serious about it, then Haley would just dropped her, and then what was she going to do? So I wonder when she came up with her plan.
Yeah, because the whole time she's acting like she needs to be tutored.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the end, she's like, oh, you got a key.
Yeah.
Maybe she did know about the key. Because remember when she went to the tutoring center and that lady told her, like, oh, if you don't pass your exam, you're going to fail. Or you're not going to graduate with your class.
Mm-hmm.
She saw another girl get a key, remember? So I'm sure maybe that's what happened.
Right, yeah, because I see now in my notes that she tells Haley that she heard about the next tests being in the cabinets too.
Yeah. So I think that's what happened was she heard that, and then when she walked in that day, some girl was getting the keys for it. And that's when she was like, wait a minute, this is a good idea. I think that's when it happened. But yeah, I don't think she knew about the key until she went to the tutoring center. But I obviously she heard about the tests.
Right. Yeah, and then she's trying to bribe Haley, saying I'll give you a few bucks if you give me the answer. But of course, Haley isn't going to do that. So I think she was trying everything before stealing the key, obviously, which at least wasn't as bad stealing the key from Haley. But
Yeah, but I feel like it was Rachel being Rachel.
Messing with her.
Yeah, just trying to mess with her and throw her off the game too because she wants that key. So in order to get the key, she needs to throw her off. Because if Haley is so into what she's doing, she's not ever gonna give up that key. So she has to throw off somehow.
Right.
And plus Rachel loves to throw in the little jabs at Haley.
And I was surprised that Haley said they would pick this up more at the game. Like,
I know that that's
yeah.
like the exciting time of your life, and you're going to study.
Yeah, like does she mean like in the middle, like during not I think intermission because of Broadway shows. What's it called?
Halftime.
The time. Yeah, halftime. There you go. Yeah, so like were they gonna work on it then or
Must be, but it's like you've been to games. When do you have time to study?
yeah, isn't it like maybe 10 minutes or something? A break or something? For
Just like 20 or something, I think.
Oh,
but
okay.
like
Well, that makes a lot more sense then,
but still, that's when you go to the concession stand. Like that's when you can walk around and stretch. And I know they're cheerleaders, so they're already on the sideline standing. But it's like that's when you can like talk to people because the game hasn't, they're not playing. So like that's when you do that stuff and go to the bathroom and stuff. That's not the time to study. Like just randomly seeing two people study, like that'd be kind of weird. Because like especially because it's such a exciting game. It's not like any of the other games that who's gonna sit there and study?
Right.
Like I can't really think of anyone that would be like, we're gonna study, even though it's like the biggest game ever for them. That's just kind of weird. Like think about us. Like if we had like the biggest game ever, it'd be like, who's gonna sit there and study? Nobody.
Right. And then Karen goes to see Deb, and Karen tells her that they missed her at the banquet, and her son was, named MVP, and tells Deb to, get dressed, take a shower, so they can go.
She's going to watch her son.
Yep.
So when she said that, and she was saying like, it's his last game, you need to do this. I was happy that she did it, but at the same time, there were some times that she wasn't so good to Lucas.
Right.
But I was happy that she was doing it because Deb has been on my last nerve.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she probably remembers how, bad and guilty she felt for missing Lucas's first batch of games, so she doesn't want Deb to regret, missing the last one of Nathan, so.
And again, it's a huge game for him, so, like, why wouldn't you go?
Yeah.
Also, I thought there was a restraining order against Dan and Nathan.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really, I don't know about the expiring thing, but.
No, he just got it this basketball season. So it doesn't, I think they go for like a year or something.
Well, one of them had to have, dissolved it because Nathan's been talking to Dan, since then.
I mean, I guess unless that person calls the police and says this person's been around, I guess as long as that person doesn't call, then you're safe, I guess.
Well, there's a lot of people that didn't call then with being at the banquet and the games.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like Nathan's the one that has it against him. So like Nathan, if Nathan called, then obviously he would be arrested. But if Nathan's not putting that first, like if Nathan doesn't care and he's not calling the cops, then Dan's just going to keep coming around.
Couldn't it just be like anybody that sees it being broken can call, not just the person who made it?
I just feel like because then it really wouldn't matter if that person isn't scared or anything. Like if you know people, like somebody has a restraining order and they're not scared, they're talking to the person, would you really sit there and call the cops?
Right.
No. But also, how many people really know about the restraining order?
Well, they arrested him at one of the games.
Oh yeah, at the game.
Everybody.
So. But again,
So
if you're seeing Nathan and Dan bond, like, and they're talking, well then it can't be too bad because he's not scared for his life.
Right.
Like, that's how I would take it. Like, I wouldn't get in the middle until I need to.
Right.
But if you seem all good, then I'm gonna act like I didn't see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so anyone can call law enforcement to report a violation of a restraining order, even if they didn't receive the order directly.
Also, maybe people in town think that they don't want to get involved because Dan's the mayor, and secondly, because Deb's AWOL for Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe they're like, well, at least he needs like one parent.
Right.
I mean, remember when he won the election? Everybody was like praising Dan, like he's this amazing person, and it's like, huh? And so everyone in town thinks this.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only people that don't are the people in this little circle. Otherwise, everyone else thinks he's great. So I guess no one's gonna call the cops. I mean,
Right.
you're really gonna call the cop, I guess, on your mayor.
Mm-hmm. And then on the bus to get to the game, Skills is all excited because he has 3 different scouts, going to watch him play tonight. So, he's going to have his pick of scholarships if they win the game. But then after Skills puts his earphones in, Lucas asks Nathan if he's going to tell Skills he's not going to college.
He's like, you gonna tell her? Shall I?
Yep. And then Nathan says it's one game. It's one high school basketball game.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
biggest game of their lives.
Yeah,
Are you
downplaying it.
serious, Nathan?
Mm-hmm. Because, like, if he hadn't had this Daunte thing going on, he'd be acting the same way,
Exactly. He'd be like, look who's coming to see me.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But he was annoying here. Like, are you kidding me? It's one game. Like, who cares? Like, who's gonna remember this?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in town.
Yep.
Are you stoned?
Yeah, because why do you say that announcement radio clip or whatever from the game 18 years ago that he lost? So
Well, and championships for most schools don't just happen every year.
mm-hmm.
It's not like next year when we go to the championship, we can win. It's if you get in. It's like football in the playoffs. There are some schools that go to the playoffs all the time. But then there are some that don't. Like when we got into the playoffs, it was the biggest thing because it was like, when has this ever happened in our school's history that they went to the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like that of like when it's that big and it becomes everyone's big moment. Like everybody, like in town, everybody loves it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
When we were in high school and we were winning. People did not show up to football games unless you were like, you knew the person on the team, like you were related to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because for years I saw them lose every game, and it was really only the people's families that should show up.
Right.
But all of a sudden they're winning, and all of a sudden
Mm-hmm.
these people are driving an hour and a half to go to games. Like what? And these are people that have no kids on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So like when everyone's driving in Tree Hill to the game and you saw the cars, I'm like, that's exactly basically what happened to us. Like for every game, everybody was following the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it was actually fun to watch because like we've lived it. And so I thought that was pretty fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's not a lot of shows, especially teen dramas, that we can relate to.
Right.
And I think this is why One Tree Hill is so special, is because, like, yes, there are some major, like, oh my gosh moments, like, like Psycho Derek and stuff that it's like, like you're kind of pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, there are many things that, like, One Tree Hill does that we can relate to.
Right.
First, like, the OC or Dawson's Creek, like, You know, just like some of those things like we can't relate to. But this one we definitely could, especially when it was like the town is involved. I'm like, yeah, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not making that up.
Right.
But when Lucas showed Nathan, like, I think all of them care, and it was all the people. I was like, oh my gosh, like Nathan, are you serious? Yeah, it's just a game. Eye rolls.
Yep. And then this is a fun scene because the girls were riding in Rachel's car to the game. And Brooke is annoyed that Whitey didn't let them ride the bus with the team.
Because it's
And-
only for the boys, Brooke.
Mhm.
And apparently Mouth.
Yeah.
So, okay, Mouth was on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Gigi was not.
Okay.
Did you notice that?
No.
It was only Mouth. But
Right.
she's at the game.
Maybe she had a parent drive her there, maybe.
Because she's also like a freshman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
So-
a parent had to drive her there.
Yeah, because I don't think any of her friends are going to the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she didn't ride with the girls. So I'm just like, how did Gigi get there?
Right.
But how did you
Yeah.
like their little game they were playing?
Right, yeah. Well, Brooke's annoyed too that she has to ride with Peyton so close. But
Okay, so I will say, like, it was all comical, but when Haley was mocking Rachel, you know, like all that was cute and funny. But then, of course, Brooke has to go a step further against Peyton and talking about like if you get close to me, like, you know, you'll die or something, like
mm-hmm.
like her two dead moms. And I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And even Haley is like, Brooke, like, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, is like, again, how can Brooke and Peyton be like this great friendship when you shouldn't be talking that bad about your best friend?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're seriously going to throw that at her?
Right.
Again, you were there for her first mom.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't there for Ellie, which
Mhm.
shows you what kind of friend you are to her. But it's like, seriously, Brooke? Again, how can you have this amazing friendship if that's how you treat Peyton?
Mm-hmm.
Because she doesn't say that to Haley.
Right.
Like you got married and your parents left you and you came back with no husband and, you know, they still didn't come back for you. Like, she didn't throw any of that in Haley's face.
Mm-hmm.
But she's throwing it all in Peyton's face.
Yeah.
As if Peyton could stop her moms from dying.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that shade at all.
No,
I didn't even think it was shade. I just thought it was rude.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Bevan has to, you know, take her turn by acting like Rachel, saying she has red hair, and that was it.
And I was like, how is that a shade?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, she has had red hair. Congrats.
Mm-hmm. And then Peyton hits Brooke from the back seat, so then, you know, Brooke starts hitting her back, and then that's the, you know, the perfect place to have a fight like that. But
I will say, when Peyton did say that Brooke stole her artwork so she could put on the clothing line,
yeah.
I was like, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's exactly what she did. She was
Mhm.
going through the thing with Ellie, and she came in, took her artwork, and left.
Yep.
Didn't ask for it, didn't say what it was for. So I was
Mhm.
like, and I think Peyton also is like, I'm just not going to say anything to her because if I say something, it's going to be a fight or she's not going to listen. Like the 10 times I said, take down my pictures when she put her on that website. It's like,
Mhm.
you know, Brooke just doesn't listen. So I think that's why she didn't say anything. But apparently here we see Peyton actually didn't like that she was using her artwork.
Right.
Because remember, we were like, oh, I guess she's okay with it.
Mhm.
Apparently she wasn't.
Right. And then to Haley Brenda about Rachel hitting on Mary guys.
That's why I said it was funny between those two.
Yeah.
It just got really serious and bad between Peyton and Brooke.
Mhm. And then in the car with Deb and Karen, Deb mentioned she never congratulated her on her pregnancy, although it's pretty strange because, Keith was there for Dan's child, and now Dan wants to be there for Keith's. Which is not wrong.
But I mean, it is true. But I'm like, really, Deb?
Mm-hmm.
And then, then she starts like wanting to take the pills.
Mm-hmm.
And then Karen's like, "You're really gonna do that to Nathan?" Well, of course
Yeah.
she is.
Yep. Can you even
She's missed how many games? She missed when he, was safe from, the school shooting. Like, she misses everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't really think you can put Deb as like a parent that cares.
Yeah, I couldn't even just, skip a night for him.
Nope.
And then,
but then did she really skip one? Because like when Karen went to see her, she looked pretty awful.
Yeah. I mean, like, just like this night, like maybe the afternoon she took something, but yeah.
Because I feel like she did, because she was very, not talking.
Yeah.
Like she just took something.
Mm-hmm. And then back at the game, Haley's pacing back and forth, and Rachel tells her doing that isn't going to make her any smarter because she's taking her tests, and stress can't be good for the baby.
Why did she say she's pacing for Nathan? That was kind of weird.
I guess because she knows how much winning the state championship could mean for him.
Yeah, but you pacing, it's not going to help him.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to pace, not you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like thinking about losing the game.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't know if Rachel said this to make her feel better or distract her, but she said that she wouldn't have slept with Nathan even if he wanted to. But they would have made out.
Gross.
Mm-hmm. So Haley tells her to finish the exam, and she has to go to the bathroom again. And then Brooke and Payne are talking. Payne says to Brooke that she was wrong about, not being afraid to tell Lucas that, how she feels, because she did tell him. And then the locker room, Skills is excited about him and Lucas representing the River Court, on the court here. And then, asks Lucas about his pills. How do they work? And Lucas, explains that it slows down his heart rate so he can't go full speed. And that's why he can only play part-time.
And then Skills was funny because he's like, I think he only made you part-time so he can make me full-time.
Mm-hmm.
He was so cute.
Yeah. And then Lucas tells Skills that Nathan's going to throw the game tonight, letting him know because he can't just, let Nathan say nothing to him.
Well, and then he was saying, remember, that guy Daunte, and it's like, yep, see Skills, it came back around
to
bite you all in the butt.
Right. So Skills says that they have to tell Whitey, and Lucas says they can't because this will break his heart more than losing the game.
Well, and let's be honest, if you tell Whitey, he's going to bench Nathan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which is honestly what he should have done through most of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Every time Nathan was doing poorly, he should have pulled him.
Yeah.
I would have. If I want to win, I'm gonna pull him.
Right.
And then you would see his temper. And then you'd be like, why are you so upset?
Right.
That's one way to get Whitey to know.
Yeah. So Skills, asks Lucas, what about, the team's hearts? They have to win. So they have to win this game, like between the both of them and not Nathan, like freeze Nathan out.
Yeah, with Lucas's 15 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, they could do something, but not like a lot in that time frame.
No.
So.
And you got to get the ball. So how long is that going to take?
Yeah. And lucky for them, Nathan's listening to his music, so he's fully unaware they're having this conversation right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Skills walks off, Lucas decides to not take his pill so he can go full speed.
Bad.
Yep, because if Nathan didn't do this, he wouldn't even make this decision because he wouldn't feel like he needed to. So yeah. And then Brooke goes to check on Haley in the bathroom, but after no response, she opens the door to find Haley on the floor in pain. And Payne and Rachel and the rest of the squad see her too. So then Whitey leads the team out of the locker room while the girls go to the ER with Haley. And Payne mentions contacting Nathan, and Haley says no, she doesn't want him to know, not during the game. And then they've been waiting for, a good time in the waiting room. So Rachel, surprisingly, is the one to go up to the nurse to find out what's going on. And the nurse doesn't care that Haley has been waiting for a while because she doesn't like cheerleaders, apparently. And then,
Yeah, but I think, like waiting rooms, you're there for a long time.
yeah.
I don't know why they thought they would just show up and be seen.
Yeah, but she is pregnant and in pain, so it could be a emergency, like need to get help now kind of situation. Luckily, she hasn't fainted or anything because by then she definitely should have been seen. But
maybe she should act like it, and then they would have done some.
Yeah,
like another person would have seen that works there.
Mm-hmm. But it still wasn't right for the nurse to be treating them like that just because they're cheerleaders. So, and then it's saying that they're gonna wait longer now.
Yeah, that part I didn't like.
Mm-hmm. So Peyton doesn't like this and helps Haley up from her seat and goes towards the back, and the other girls follow her. And the nurse says they'll call security, or she'll call security on them.
Then a doctor shows up and says he'll take a look at her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and tells the girls that they can just cheer for something, which was funny.
Yeah, so it's like even the doctor doesn't like cheerleaders.
Mm-hmm.
But did you hear what all three or all of them said?
Yep.
They were like, bitch, slut, whore. And then Bevan goes, thank you.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, toward the nurse, yeah.
But I'm like, honestly, that would probably be me.
Mm-hmm. And then Daunte and Barrett get to the game, and Daunte tells Dan that's a great day for basketball, but better day for making some money. And Dan tells Daunte, thanks to him, Nathan's going to carry the shame of this for the rest of his life. And Daunte tells Dan that maybe he should have helped him when he needed it. And then
bad.
Yeah, and then back.
I mean, of Daunte to say that, like, ugh.
Yeah. And then back in the car, Karen tells Deb that they're almost at the game, but then Deb's asleep in the passenger side. And then back with Haley at the hospital, the doctor tells her she's going to be fine. That pain is common, from stress.
And that this is your baby's sex.
Yep. Yeah, the results of her tests and everything, so it's right there.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty fast to have all those tests done and have the results.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
Right, yeah, before the game's over.
Like, let's be honest, when you're in the hospital and then you've been waiting a long and then you're finally being seen and you do all those tests, it takes hours to get results back. If you don't get the result back that day. Right. I'm like, sometimes you get it back the next day. So the fact that she got it back within 5 minutes or whatever, because it's not even halftime.
Right.
And this whole time, it's like they've been waiting that's why I don't really agree that they've been waiting in the waiting room that long, because they haven't.
Right.
Not if she's already getting her test results back. And it's not even halftime.
Right.
So I don't even agree that they've been waiting that long. I think they showed up and didn't want to wait at all. I think that's what it was. But also, when Nathan realizes, like, at the very beginning that Haley isn't there, it's like, oh, he just keeps playing. It's like, no care in the world.
Right.
It's like, what?
Yeah, I guess you just focus on the game.
Yeah, and losing.
And then, so luckily Haley wasn't mad that she found out about the baby sex right there and without Nathan.
What are you going to do? Sue the doctor?
And then apparently the game is sponsored by Chili's, so Gigi sings the jingle.
That was
and then,
funny.
And then on the court, Nathan notices, like you said, about her missing. And then, he asks Lucas where she is, and Lucas says she's probably putting some money down on Pontiac, trying to get back at him. And then the game starts, and Daunte and Bear are in the audience. Pontiac is leading first, and they are for a while too, until toward the end. But then back at the hospital, Brooke asks Peyton, what did Lucas say to her when she told him about her feelings? And Peyton says he just said, oh.
Yeah, and then that's where she tells him, or she tells Brooke, that he picked her, who he wants standing next to when all his dreams come true. And then she's like, why did you tell me? And Peyton's like, because I would have done anything for him to say me. I'm like, Well, I think she wanted Brooke to know, like, you know, I'm not with him. Like you think I am. Like, he doesn't want me. So, but I love that she told her, because Brooke knows Lucas wants her, obviously. So that's why Brooke is like, like, that ain't gonna happen. As in, you're not gonna like diss her like that.
Right.
Like, Brooke somewhat cares.
And then back at the game, Skills tells Nathan that he should get off the court. And Nathan tells him to get off his ass, just them fighting, especially now with Skills knowing what's going on. And then
so like when they're playing and stuff, Dan's making these faces and stuff. I'm like, he's worried.
Yeah. But then, Nathan and Skills start fighting, so the ref has to break it up, and Daunte and Bear smile at this, So,
well, yeah, because
they won't play as well.
They've gotten in the middle of them.
Yeah. And if they're not playing that well as a team, then they're definitely not going to win.
Yeah.
And then even the rest of the Ravens are trying to break them up, because I guess the ref wasn't enough. And so by the halfway mark, Pontiac is leading by 15 points, and then the team is in the locker room now. So then Whitey plays them that radio clip from 18 years ago at the other game, and saying to the team most of them weren't even born yet. But back then he didn't know that there would only be one chance to erase those words, this chance. So he says, to giving them a pep talk about them being able to look back at this time and knowing they played their best.
Well, and again, this was like another thing when he played the radio clip, because it was like, oh, again, we're thinking it's this day and time, and nope, it's still 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I like how they did that.
Yeah, so he says to play their best and not leave it as like the day that they were just bickering with each other and not getting along and working as a team. And then Nathan walks towards the gym where Haley is waiting for him, and she says, 6 turnovers. That's not the Nathan Scott she knows. And he tells her he was worried when he didn't see her.
Which is weird. Like, that's how you're gonna play it. Like, oh, I've been like losing because I was worried about you. Pick up the phone. Also, I'd be like, I didn't have any missed calls from you. Also, that's when she tells him, or that's when he says, like, if this is it, is that going to be okay? And like, this is it. And that's when she says, as long as you're a good husband and a good father to your son. I'm like, oh my gosh. Because then it's like, that's the turn Nathan needed to win the game.
Yep.
Which is weird. Like, what if he's having a daughter? Like, what's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, I guess Haley still could have said that, someday she's going to tease her father about playing like crap at the state championship. I mean, it would have worked either way, but
that was my thing was, if she's a girl, she can still make fun of you. And also, too, like, what if she wants to play basketball, like high school basketball? Like, are you kidding me? She could have gotten that gene from Nathan. So it didn't make sense either, because they would have then said Nathan and his daughter. They would have compared it like Dan and Nathan. They would have done the same thing if she was a girl. So I'm like, what does a boy have to do with anything?
Yeah, just because basketball is still seen mainly as a male sport. So
but not everyone who plays sports has kids that play sports. Like, I know people that didn't play sports and then their kids played. I know people that played and loved the game and then forced their kids to, and their kids were terrible and didn't play. Like, I've seen it both ways. So given how it's like, oh, well, his son is going to be just like him, a third generation, it's like, I don't know. It's just like, in the real world, there's going to be one kid that is like, no, like, don't pressure me. Kind of like Nathan got pressured when he was young by Dan. Remember, wasn't he playing like baseball and stuff, like Little League? And his dad kind of cut that off just to play basketball. So it's like that. Like, Nathan could have been a baseball player, but his dad made him play basketball because that was Dan's thing. And that's why I'm like, well, what does a little boy have to do with anything?
Right.
That was my thing. I'm like, what if he's having a girl? Like,
Mhm.
I feel like no matter what and also, why is it that he's so happy to find out he's having a son? Like, again, what's wrong with having a girl?
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like, you should be happy and smiling either way.
Mhm.
But just the fact that it's like, oh, it's a boy, and now I'm like so excited and I'm gonna do my best. I'm like, no.
Right.
Like, it was cute, but again, so if it was a little girl, it'd be like, oh,
Mhm.
like I'll just continue to suck.
Right.
Is that really what would have happened if he would have had a girl?
I don't know. So I guess it's lucky that he had a girl
boy.
second, you know.
Exactly, because I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love Jamie and all,
Mhm.
and I love like watching him with his son.
Mhm.
But I still think it would have been so freaking adorable to see Nathan with a little girl.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm in season 5 and we have Nathan with a little 5-year-old. Like,
Mhm.
what? Like, because all we saw him with was a baby.
Yeah.
It would have honestly been kind of cute to see him with a little girl.
Yeah, and then he wasn't even with the baby for that long because he was kidnapped. So,
Yeah. And then he came back and the show was over.
and she was already walking. Yeah.
But she was a baby.
Yeah.
She couldn't talk.
Mhm.
Like, when Jamie came in, he was older.
Mhm.
And then, we got to see him grow and get older. Well, I think it would have been fun to see him with a little girl.
Mhm.
Like, again, we got to see Lucas, but again, he was only with the baby too.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, don't you think like the next generation could have been having a daughter first?
Mhm.
Like, again, I love Jamie, but I would have liked to see him with a little girl. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Too bad they
Well,
didn't have like twins.
yeah. I mean, yeah, Brooke didn't end up having twin boys, and then Peyton had a girl first, and most likely only because it seems like they only had their kids, and then after the show was done, they weren't gonna have any more. But with the revival or whatever, I guess we'll see the kids
I'm
again. But
scared.
yeah, but without the Scott brothers, so like the dads that are just gonna for some reason not be there. But yeah.
The dads who are so involved.
Yeah.
That's what's weird about like that's why I didn't want to watch Revival, because like Lucas didn't seem like Lucas and Peyton having like more than 2 kids would kind of, I don't know, because they just seem like they're just this perfect little unit. They were just so happy to have one baby.
Mhm.
And also she had that pregnancy thing of like, would it really be good for her to have more than one child
Right.
if she almost died with the first one?
Mhm.
That was like my thing is, all of a sudden Peyton's gonna have how many kids in this revival when she almost died having the first one?
I mean, I can see her maybe adopting since she was adopted, like after, later on maybe, but besides that, not really, no.
Right. Because I feel like they both would be like, this is too risky.
Mhm.
Like, we almost lost you, we almost lost the baby. No.
Mhm. Yeah.
And because Lucas he didn't want that one because of Peyton dying.
Mhm.
So it was like, no. And
Right.
so, and again, for Brooke, someone who couldn't have kids, had 2, does a
Mhm.
miracle. Is she gonna have more? Like, again, these 2 that struggled,
Mhm.
all of a sudden they now have like families. Like, not the families we saw on the show.
Right.
Because that should have, again, long time ago, that should have been done. Like, the teenagers are
Yeah,
gone.
I think they're gonna age them down probably, which won't make sense, but it happens sometimes when shows are rebooted, so they get
Because
aged up or aged down, so
think about it. When the show ended, Jamie was like 9.
right.
And when he was 9, that was, oh god, I didn't want to say it. But it was back in 2012. It's been 13 years.
Right.
13 plus 9 is what? 22. So Jamie's 22.
Right.
Sawyer was like, Jamie was like 6 when Sawyer was born, so she'd be 16, I guess. But again, the twins wouldn't make any sense.
Right.
I still don't get how that makes any sense.
I feel like there was another reboot announced and kids were involved, so I was like, how's that work? Because they would be a lot younger. But I forgot what it was now. But another example is Wizards of Waverly Place. That was revived with Justin having 3 kids, and I think the oldest one might be like 12 or something, but the show ended in 2012. So how can he have a kid that age when he didn't even meet his wife yet? So yeah, I don't know. So they aged that up too. So
Yeah, see, that's what I don't like.
mhm.
Because I'm like, when did all this happen?
Mhm.
Like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
I was thinking about Alex because didn't watch the revival of Waverly Place, but I think they're hinting at one of the girls is supposed to be like Alex's daughter. But again, she's too old to be Alex's daughter. So I was like, did she adopt her or something? Because that would be the only thing that would make sense. But it's supposed to be like a subtle thing that they're going to reveal later on or something. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. It just with the kids, it gets too complicated, and then sometimes the kids don't really make the show that great either.
You just said it.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of them, like a handful of them now that have been revived. Boy Meets World, Wizards, Raven, That's a Raven.
Wait, I thought you said you liked the kids on That's So Raven.
I did, but they aged them up too. Again, they were about 12 when the show started in 2017, and the original show stopped in 2007. So that was only a 10-year difference. And the kids Eddie, Raven, Chelsea were still in high school when that show ended. So again, they aged them up quite a lot just so they could be closer to teenagers, because like Disney Channel shows are always like preteens or young teenagers, in the show, main characters. So they just kind of want to keep it that way and not have them too young unless they're like a little baby sibling. So
Yeah, and I feel like, I just looked up like 90210 because Aaron was born in like 93.
mm-hmm.
And I just looked it up and it aired in 2008, it said.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I guess that would make sense that she'd be 15.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Just like, well, I think that one didn't make sense because like the casting on the original Beverly Hills, Aaron
Mm-hmm.
was blonde the whole time
Yeah.
to match Kelly. But
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden when the reboot happened, she has dark hair.
Right.
I'm like, what happened to the blonde girl?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying they needed to cast that girl, but
Yeah.
it's just the fact that all of a sudden she has dark hair. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really show what we've seen on the show for those years, for those 7 years that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
Then you just question, when did she go dark hair?
Right.
Because we
And
saw
then
her as like a 7-year-old, so it was like,
yeah, and then Boy Meets World too, they were to really make it complicated with ages because they were gonna set it up like how Corey was with his siblings and make Riley the middle child. So they're supposed to have a boy, Riley, and then their youngest Augie. But then after the pilot, I guess they decided that I don't know if the character wasn't gonna work or age-wise wasn't gonna work, but they cut him out. So yeah, he was gonna be like probably like 15 or something, and the show came out in 2013 or 14. And then Boy Meets World ended in 2000. So yeah, so they were just messing with that too.
I
Since
didn't
then.
think that the Girl Meets World added up either.
Mm-hmm.
Because she would have basically had to have been pregnant in the finale of Boy Meets World.
Yeah, like beginning, yeah, because they said that I think she's supposed to be born in like 2001 or something. So,
In order for Riley to be born,
mm-hmm,
Topanga would have had to have been pregnant
mm-hmm,
in the finale.
yeah,
And given that she wasn't,
mm-hmm,
didn't make any sense. Because you would have thought it'd be like Gilmore Girls of like announcing she's pregnant and like everybody's so happy.
mm-hmm,
But that, they just left it at that. And it was like, okay. And then boom, now they got a kid, like a teenager. It's like, huh? When that
mm-hmm.
happen?
Right.
Also, but you have to remember, I guess, remember Boy Meets World timeline jumped every year to
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden they're 12 and they're 15, now they're graduated. It's like they were constantly aging them up. That I guess maybe that's why they were like, oh, fans will they got used to this for 7 years of us just aging the kids. So they'll be good with us aging these kids too.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm more of like technical of like, no, it needs to make sense sort of thing.
Right.
That's why it doesn't make any sense. But I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying, Nathan with a little girl, we missed it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we need Nathan and Haley for a reboot, because we need to see him with a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we got to see him with Jamie, a little boy, as a kid. Well, wouldn't it be hilarious to watch Nathan with a teenage daughter?
Right.
Like, that would be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean by, just for the reboot. Come on now. We
Mm-hmm.
got to have Nathan and Haley, because we got to have Lydia go against Nathan. It'd be hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Nathan does better in the second half of the game, and they catch up with only being 9 points behind now. So Lucas asks Nathan, what is he doing? And Nathan says he's trying to win the game, and he's going to help him. So now he changed his mind because now I guess he wants to play well for his soon-to-be son. And so yeah, they keep catching up, 6 points behind now. And then Mouth says that the Ravens are heating up, and Gigi says that they're already hot.
Again, that had been like my comment.
Mm-hmm. But then the Pontiac team gets 11 points ahead. So just kind of a little bit back and
Goes
forth.
back and forth, yeah.
Yeah. And, Daunte and Barry are looking unsure if they're going to win their bet now. And then we see Karen driving alone because she ended up dropping Deb out at a rehab center. And
now, not Keith. Dan was at the game.
Mm-hmm.
Then he left to go where?
I guess he didn't want to witness Nathan losing the game purposely. Like he didn't want to like relive his game maybe and see his son do the same, but purposely, yeah, purpose.
Yeah, because I'm like, he was at the game,
Mm-hmm.
and he just like left, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
And then he came back, but I'm like, where was he going?
Right. Yeah. So, Deb realizes that she fell asleep, and now she's there, and the woman, who's like the nurse, turns on the TV for her, saying her son's playing great. So, she realizes she's supposed to be there.
That was sad, not
Mm-hmm.
Deb.
Yeah.
No, I think Deb was mad because she was there and not at home popping pills.
Oh, I thought it seemed like she felt bad she wasn't at the game, at least.
I didn't think so. Also, what did the lady say that she's at?
Oh yeah, it was, she said it was a chemical dependency treatment facility.
Chemical made me laugh.
Mhm.
I was like,
Yeah.
what is that?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Same thing. Just it sounds more like drugs than alcohol, but yeah. So
I was just like, what? Like because I've never heard it like that.
mm-hmm.
So I was like, what is that place?
Yeah,
That's what made me laugh.
Yeah, I think that was when they were trying to, call it more than just a rehab center.
Like she's that much help.
Yeah, just like trying to desensitize it so it doesn't sound bad like people are making it to be, instead of a place where people go to get help.
Also, I feel bad for Karen.
Mm-hmm.
this is her son's last game ever. Like, Nathan may or may not play again. But, like, for Lucas, this is his last game. He only plays 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And she's worried about taking Deb to get help and not watching her son.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so sad.
Yeah.
I don't like it because she's missing his 15 minutes that Whitey's given him.
Yep. Yeah, so Dan turns around hearing that Nathan's playing better and, leading the team. So he knows that Daunte is going to be let down and makes a U-turn back to the game because he probably wants to make sure like Daunte doesn't try to kill Nathan on the court right there too. And then back of the game, Bear tells Daunte that they won't win. The kid's just making it close. And because Pontiac is still in the lead by 5 points. And then that's when Whitey tells Skills to switch with Lucas. And Lucas says that they're almost in the lead and he's only getting 15 minutes, but this is his last game.
Well, and then of course there was 23 seconds left. 23. A huge part of the show.
What do you mean?
Well, like, Drama Queens makes everything 23. Because didn't it air September 23rd of 2003? Nathan wears 23 jersey. Just everything is 23. So I'm like, of course, it's 23 seconds.
Yeah. And then, Karen gets there, but there's only 2 minutes left in the game. So, and Ravens are only down by 2 points now. So the group have a huddle, telling Whitey that, they made, a hell of a comeback. And that even if they lose, it's still a fine victory. And maybe that's okay with them. Maybe they want to look back and tell their grandkids about the state championship they almost won. And Nathan says that they're winning the game and asking Lucas if he's right. And Lucas says he needs to tell them. And Lucas says that they are. So then at the sidelines, Brooke is just telling Haley to breathe and they can't have her popping out.
Yeah, another cheerleader. And she goes, it's a boy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't make her say, you mean a basketball player?
Right.
Because, it's just, the opposite. So it's like, I'm surprised that they didn't have her say that.
Right.
And then they would have been like, what?
Yeah. But it was still nice to see the other cheerleaders huddle around her. And then Mouth goes on to say that there's something unifying about a sport in the purest form when athletes rise above themselves and touch greatness, and doing so reminding them that they can all have greatness inside them. And Gigi tells Mouth he's sexy when he talks like that.
That was funny. Okay, she was on record when she said that.
Yeah, she's been on record. She's been on record when she's saying everything.
I know, but like to say it to Mouth and about him, I was like,
yeah,
because they've been seeing each other. So I was just like, oh, she just said that, like Mouth, and he was just happy. It was so funny.
Yeah. And then Dan returns to the game to make eye contact with Daunte. And then Lucas tells Nathan that it didn't mean anything if he can't make the shot. And Nathan says that sounds familiar.
I love when he said, let's do this, little brother. Because remember, the beginning of the episode, it wasn't like that.
And then once it starts, Nathan gets the ball and looks over at Daunte. There's 10 seconds left. And then Nathan throws the ball to Skills, 5 seconds left. And then Skills passes the ball back to Nathan.
And of course, Lucas gets the ball. Lucas shoots and wins. And of course, everybody's happy, which they should be. But it's like Nathan. Well, Nathan has that look of like, oh God.
Daunte's happy.
Because like Nathan's happy, but it's like, and then of course, like, and what was also sad was like to watch Dan go from being really proud and happy to, oh God, this is gonna be bad. Yeah, like what's gonna happen? I was like, oh, because like this is Dan's moment that he's been waiting for 18 years for, and so to, because he's put everything into Nathan, and so it's like, it's not exactly. You're supposed to be happy in this moment, which he is, but it's like the flip side is what's going to happen.
Right. So then Brooke finds Lucas telling him that this is a dream come true, and then looks over at Peyton.
And then she says, who do you want standing next to you? And then he looks over at Peyton, Lucas does, and
Mhm.
she finally says to go.
Yeah.
Then it was okay. So then she tells him like, nice shot, and then of course he has to go with the nice legs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little chickeny.
Okay, but I don't understand this. Like, it's all cordial, everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
She walks away and was like, I'll be seeing you, and walks away.
Mm-hmm.
That is the moment that he gets the flashback that put everything into perspective. No matter who told him what, he was like, that was a line that made him realize she's the one.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, huh?
Yeah, I guess it reminded him of his feelings that he had for her way back then in the beginning.
A year ago.
Yeah, until now, yeah.
Because I was like, when she said that, I did the flashback, and then he like comes up to her, he's like, wait, it's you. And it's like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You said that now? You just had a little
Mm-hmm.
back and forth with her. You didn't say it then. It was like those words put everything in perspective for you.
Right. Yeah, like he just
Okay.
woke up from a spell or something.
Yeah. Like all of a sudden she said the magic words. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, again, no matter how much everyone has told him, I think you like her. You should be with her, blah, blah, blah. Nope. Even Peyton telling you herself. Nope. Really?
Right.
Really, Lucas?
Yeah, I guess the writers wanted to make it this moment here to have them getting together, but they guess they didn't plan ahead enough for Lucas to even get there like at a steady pace himself. He just kind of got snapped back into it. So,
Well, I think I would have liked it better maybe if they didn't have the little bit back and forth right before that.
mm-hmm.
And maybe she would have just like looked at him across and just said, I'll be seeing you, or just like walked up to him how she did it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, wait, don't leave. Like what? Like,
Yeah.
and then it hit him, not where they had the little nice shot, nice legs, and then she walks away.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked it better maybe if that wasn't in it.
Right.
And then it was like, wait, where are you going? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then that's when he's like, no, it's you. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, like I would have believed it more. But for him to let her go and then she says it and then he has the flashback, I'm like, yeah, I didn't really like it.
Right.
I liked it and I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I liked it because obviously it's Leighton.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't like it because I just feel like it should have been different.
Right.
What about you?
Yeah. It just seemed like too slow and then too soon right away. Like I said, he like snapped back into it all of a sudden. And then
Like
yeah,
that,
so
like after what happens at the end, maybe that's when he should have woke up. It's you.
yeah. So they kiss, another memorable One Tree Hill moment.
I know. I was like, I'm so happy, even though I know it's not gonna last. But I'm like, I'm just so happy because we've watched Lucas and Brooke for how many episodes?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I finally get these two, and it's been approved by Brooke. Like even though it shouldn't have been, it's like they can finally be happy.
Right.
So I'm like, which makes me happy, and all of the Lucas and Peyton fans.
Mm-hmm. And then after the stadium is cleared out, Dan tells Daunte that he wants to make a deal with him to try and make things right. Daunte tells Dan he doesn't have that kind of money or power, and Dan says he's not an idiot. He knows he has people to answer to, but he built his plan on the shoulders of a kid with a dream and can't blame him for going a little weak in the knees. And Daunte says Nathan looks strong to
So,
him.
well, and then when he said that he didn't pick Nathan because of the star of the team, he
Mm-hmm.
picked him because he was Dan Scott's son.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That they seem to have history that we just don't know. They don't show us. So this
But
dynamic here with them doesn't make sense.
But what I didn't understand was that when he said that he picked Nathan because of Dan, I was like, but even Dan would not have thrown the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know how much Dan loved basketball and he loved his numbers and how much he's getting, every game. I mean, remember he would throw his stats out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That person would not have thrown the game.
Mm-hmm.
Or did he?
I don't know.
18
As I
years
said,
ago. 18
they
years ago.
they don't give us any information, so it's hard to tell.
Because at first I'm like, well, wait a minute. He would not have done that. I mean, it's Dan Scott. He loves basketball. But then is that what happened 18 years ago? He threw the game?
I don't know. That's what I said. We
Is
don't
that
know.
what then we're kind of alluding to? Is like, because remember, at the beginning, they were talking about like, this isn't like the Scott that we know, like, kind of thing of like, try to act like Nathan's the best. So why would he do this? Like, why would he have
Oh,
a
yeah.
poor game? But then we find out it was 18 years ago. So it was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be Dan that's supposed to have this great game that didn't. So does that mean Dan threw the game?
Maybe then, yeah.
Because now I'm kind of like trying to piece it together and I'm like, well, then that would mean he did it. So that's why then they went to Nathan for the state championship to see if he would throw the game like Dan did.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, Dan was never supposed to lose that game. Remember in the tape of it, remember at the beginning, remember this is the greatest team in Tree Hill history. So if that's the greatest team, there's no way you're going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And then to lose? So that's why it's
Right.
like somebody had to make them lose,
Mm-hmm.
which would point to Dan.
Mm-hmm.
So did he really lose the game?
I guess maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, too bad we couldn't see like a tape or something so we could see this a bit
Or
clearer.
or even like Daunte just saying, just like you, or something of like
Mm-hmm.
letting us know Dan did the same thing, but Nathan obviously. Well, I mean, I guess in a way he kind of did though, because he said about like how Nathan has a soul.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't think that would happen.
Right.
And so it's like, so I guess maybe that's how they're pointing it at Dan, as he didn't have a soul back then. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why he threw the game.
Yeah.
And Nathan does, and that's why he didn't throw the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, huh? Because again, at that point, it's like when he said that, I'm like, well, everyone gets it. That
Mm-hmm.
Nathan has a soul. Like, what? But then it's
Right.
like, no, it's more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think it's in that writing of Dan did it.
Right. Yeah, so we see Whitey sitting on a chair on the sidelines with a trophy, taking it all in. And then later in the cafe, the trophy is there with Lucas. He looks over at Peyton, and Nathan comes walking up asking Lucas
Where
if
were
he and
they?
Peyton were together. The cafe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought you said something else.
Oh. Yeah, so Nathan asks Lucas if him and Peyton are together now because he saw the kiss, and Lucas says they might be. Nathan tells him it's about time. And then Lucas tells Nathan he played like a champ tonight, and Nathan says he played like half a champ. And he wouldn't have made that shot. If he hadn't made that shot, he never would have forgiven himself. So he thanks Lucas.
Oh, and then so when Lucas was like, "What are you gonna do about Daunte?" and he's like, "I don't know, deal with it." I'm like, "You do know he threatened you,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna just deal with it, dead or alive."
Yeah. And then
Okay,
Haley.
my thing is too. Let's just say that Daunte would have gone the step of like killing Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think Daunte would have stopped there?
No, he told Dan he wasn't.
He would have went after Haley.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, Nathan, there's nothing you can do.
Right.
And again,
Yes,
I don't even think losing the game would have done anything.
Right. Yeah, because then, like I said before, last time that Daunte would have just followed him to Duke and make him keep doing this.
Yeah.
And then Haley tells Brooke that she's leaving because she's tired, but thanks for taking care of her tonight.
Oh my God. And then Lucas was so cute because he's like, "Have you met my girlfriend?" And she's like, girlfriend. Peyton's all like embarrassed, like, "Oh my God," and walks away.
Oh yeah, well I was talking about Haley and Brooke. Or Rachel. Rachel. Yeah, because Rachel says that was no big deal taking care of her because if she died, who would have tutored her?
That
So
was
yep,
bad.
yeah. Yeah, so even when Haley was going through something like that, Rachel still has to make jokes like that. But Haley tells her she got 94, so good job. And then that's when Rachel lets Haley know she forgot her purse, handing it to her. So that's when she took the
Mhm.
key. Yeah. And then Brooke tells Rachel, nice job on the 94. I guess she's not so dumb after all.
Yeah, and then she shows her the transcript, apparently how she got it. And then she says, "Look at the name," and it's Brooks.
Well,
And
she got something out of the mail telling her about the grade, so I thought that was the same thing.
but
But she
and
still opened Brooke's mail, so that was
yeah,
wrong.
it should have
Yeah.
said Brooks' name on it.
Yeah.
But she's nosy, and so that's when she was like, "No," like, and she shows her like the key and stuff. Like, I did this for you. We're gonna steal the test.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, she calls her like a dummy or something. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
Here we go, the name calling.
Mm-hmm. And then that's when Lucas tells Haley about him getting together with Payne. And yeah, and then they ask about how, he's like, how's my little nephew doing? She's like, how's your heart? So that was maybe like a little foreshadowing there.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because I'm like, at the moment, good and good, but won't be in about 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Lucas embarrasses Payne about calling her
That's what
his
I said.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then Haley's like, when did this happen? And he says, since now he hopes and he'll let her know. And then a bit later, Lucas pulls Payne to like that little hallway area to talk, but really to make out. And they're having their moment, and he says that he forgot how much of a good kisser she is, and she says for him to drop by later, so she'll remind him for a few hours. So he was supposed to go to her house after this, but then didn't, of course, because we know why. And then Karen is doing her usual labor work around the cafe, but Dan
And
sees
then
her.
Dan shows up
Yeah.
and says, like, oh, you shouldn't be taking care of that. He says, like, him and Lucas will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That
volunteering him. Yeah.
that he needs to, like, bond with his son. Well,
Yeah.
then when she said that she's been doing this for 17 years, it's like, yeah, you didn't care when she was pregnant with your kid.
Mm-hmm.
You were okay with her struggling. But yeah, I was like, when he said our son, though, I was like, because again, that's like Keith's place.
Mm-hmm.
He treated him like the son.
And then Nathan goes.
Yeah, Nathan goes to see him, and then he apologized and stuff, and then Dan said that he'll deal with Daunte, but really, Willie.
Right. Because you think Dan would know to like keep an eye on Nathan now, like 24/7, basically, after this. But yeah, so Lucas and Dan are cleaning up the cafe after everyone leaves, and Dan asks Lucas, how does it feel to, be winning the state championship? And he says he won a second chance at that, and at this means spending time with Lucas, being his father. And Lucas says
Well,
it feels
it was weird because he was talking about, he said like your old man, and I'm like, remember when like Keith was like talking about like your old man, like as in like he's old, and like back when they were doing like the father son. I'm like, it just kind of took me back to that. Of like, it should be Keith here.
Yeah.
And also when Dan said that he wanted to get a second chance with Lucas, I was like, didn't you already do that a year ago when you lived with him?
Right.
You had your second chance. And you blew it.
Yeah. He's like Rachel.
Yeah, so it's like, this is more like your third chance. Because you already lived with them.
Now it makes a little bit more sense why they end up together later on. But yeah, so, Dan asks, which is good, state championship or talking to his own man, and Lucas says both. He just wishes Keith was there too. So
I
now
know,
Dan
and I
feels
was like,
guilty.
exactly, Dan.
Yeah. So now the part that a lot of people know about, because Haley and Nathan are walking down the street, in the middle of the street. They just stop in the middle of the street. That's my thing. Yeah.
I don't understand this at all, why you would stop there.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Who just walks and just stands in the middle?
Even if it seems to be abandoned, like nobody's driving. Yeah.
Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's so stupid. And of course, I'm with the baby. Baby's fine. You know, she's fine.
In that moment, yep.
And then boom.
Mm-hmm. Daunte. I'm actually surprised Daunte did this and not like Bear, because Bear seemed to be like his muscle, you know? So I'm
Mhm.
surprised because usually loan sharks don't do like their dirty work. They have other people do it. So I was kind of surprised Daunte did it himself, you know?
Yeah, but remember when Dan said, I know that you have people that you answer to?
Mm-hmm.
So he has bosses.
Oh,
So
okay.
like he's kind of like the middleman of it all.
Mm,
Like
okay.
there's somebody ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably what he was being threatened with too, of like, you need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happens,
Mm-hmm.
Lucas of course runs out. And
Mm-hmm.
then Nathan went to go see who it was, but did he know who it was, or did he see who it was when he pulled him out of the car?
No, because he didn't even see the car until it was too late. So he just thought it was anybody. Yeah.
Because I just wondered, I'm like, did Nathan know
Mhm.
that it was Daunte?
Yeah.
So anyway, he goes out there and like punches him. What I didn't understand was when Dan came out and he grabbed Nathan's arm and said, "You killed him," because like he checks his
Mm-hmm.
pulse, and I'm like, "What do you mean you killed him, son?"
Right.
Like that's not okay. You know what Nathan has been going through with Daunte. You're really
Mm-hmm.
gonna tell him that?
Right.
I was like, that was a little mean to say
Mm-hmm.
to him, don't you?
Yeah.
You killed him, son.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah. And then Nathan was actually gonna tell Haley about everything too before this. So
Yeah.
so close, but
And
yeah.
then of course Lucas
Mm-hmm.
falls because he didn't take his medicine.
Yep. And the stress was too much in his heart.
Yep. Okay, so here's where it gets hilarious. When the paramedic is doing CPR CPR
Mm-hmm.
on Lucas, he's doing it on his stomach.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just funny because I'm like, I've
Mm-hmm.
never seen somebody do that on their stomach.
Yeah. That's why I said like TV shows usually always do CPR completely wrong in some way or form.
But
So
why wouldn't you do it the way everybody knows to do it? On their chest.
yeah, I don't know.
I
Unless they
don't
were
understand.
directly told, so they wouldn't actually be pressing on Chad's chest. I don't know.
No, I think it might have been because we needed to see his face, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
Blocking
if the
thing, maybe. Yeah.
person is on, like, above them, not actually pressing on
Mm-hmm.
them, but acting like it, maybe it
Yeah.
would have blocked Chad's coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And we needed to see him just lying there on the ground. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, it just didn't make any sense because
Right.
he should have been having it done on his chest.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't make any sense
Right.
at all.
Mm-hmm.
Or why couldn't the paramedic have been doing anything else to him
Mm-hmm.
besides that? Like, if you're going to do that shot of Chad laying there, maybe
Mm-hmm.
you should have it where the paramedic is doing something else, not CPR, because everybody knows that ain't how you do CPR.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's the part I didn't like. Was
Mm-hmm.
I get it, you wanted it for coverage, but maybe you should have had the paramedic do something else.
Right.
Like go to get the gurney or something to load them. I don't know. Just
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Just something.
Right.
Not that, because
Mm-hmm.
everybody points it out. I've seen so many people point that out.
Mm-hmm.
Of how it's like one of the dumbest things
Right.
because it's not how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was just kind of funny and bad.
Yeah. And then Dan is going to take the heat of killing, quote unquote, Daunte
Oh my
for
god.
Nathan.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Ever since the first time, I could not watch that scene when
Why?
Dan smashes his hand into the
Oh, yeah.
ground a bunch of times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When I watched it the first
Yeah.
time, it was too much. It was enough for me. So every
Mm-hmm.
time I see that scene, I cannot watch it because I'm like, I know it's about to happen. So I'm just like, yeah, I can't watch this.
Yeah, but I don't even know why he did that, because hitting the concrete is different than hitting somebody's face.
Why didn't he just punch Daunte?
Mm-hmm. And then it would only be his blood in his hands, so it looked like he, if anything, punched himself or something. But
Well, why couldn't he have just punched Daunte a couple times?
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, I don't
if
know.
you're getting caught red-handed, you might as well punch him.
Yeah, I guess they
So,
didn't want Paul, that's his name, right? The actor, yeah, Paul, to punch like the actor who was playing Daunte. Maybe they didn't want to. They couldn't film that. I don't know, for some reason.
no,
And
I maybe. Well, I think it's because we're trying to. I think they're trying to show his redemption.
yeah, just not in the best way, but yeah.
And so here it is. Like, obviously, punching the person is not going to show redemption, even though you're protecting your family. So kind of it to me it is.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
anyway, maybe to the world it isn't. And so
Mhm.
maybe that's what it was trying to show. Like, Dan normally would
Mhm.
do this, but
Yeah.
he's a different person now.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why.
Mhm.
But
It's just
I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's just they would have probably sent him to prison just because he like looked like he did something, but then when they did DNA tests, they would find that his DNA is not on Dante's body, so then he would be in the clear. So it just that way wouldn't make sense. But yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just like, punch the dude a couple times.
Mhm.
Get his blood on your hand.
Mhm.
Because don't you think they're gonna look at Nathan and be like, "Why is there blood all over you?"
Right.
I mean, I guess Haley wasn't bleeding though.
No, not that. Maybe her head, maybe a little bit. I can't remember, but
Yeah, I think her head
yeah,
had a little blood on her, but that was it.
yeah, but it wouldn't be on Nathan's knuckles. So like, if you just put those pieces together, something's missing.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
do the DNA test, and you
Mhm.
realize it's not on Dan, so it's got to be on somebody else.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was like, but I cannot watch that scene
Mhm.
when Dan does it. I'm like,
Mhm.
no, I can't watch it. Like, and I know obviously he didn't actually hurt himself,
Yeah.
but I still can't watch it.
He who knows? He could have, because on Riverdale there was an actor who was
You think
supposed to
he
play.
actually punched the ground and basically broke his hand?
Well, that's what the actor in Riverdale did, because
Huh?
yeah, in the first season he was supposed to save this girl from who fell under ice, like in a lake or something, and they couldn't get to her from where she fell in the ice. They had to use a different spot, so they had to break the ice open to get her, and the actor is supposed to like punch it to act like he broke it, but he actually was doing it for real, so he ended up breaking his hand for real, like messing it up.
Was he supposed to do it, or did he just do it?
Yeah, I think he wasn't supposed to. I don't know if he got too much in the scene or what, but he just said that he actually did hurt his hand. So
I'm not gonna lie, that would actually freak me out.
yeah.
No, of like going against an actor
Oh
and they're so into the scene when they're supposed to fight you. I'd be like, don't actually hit me.
yeah, I don't think they do it with like when fighting people unless it's by accident. But yeah, I think he just got really into the scene and just kind of got carried away.
Well, maybe someone does. Maybe someone who has a vendetta against their co-star. Maybe they do. They're like, oh, I can actually hit you.
Right.
Sorry, my hand just slipped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You wonder if that actually happened,
Right.
where they actually get punched and they weren't supposed to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if it was the actor himself who said it or the girl that was in the scene too. Somebody said it, but yeah. So Haley's brought into the hospital. The announcer from Dan's game mentions, Scott's made some mistakes, but you get the sense that if this is how it ends, he's never going to forgive himself. So yeah, so maybe he did have the same deal, maybe not with Daunte because they were like about maybe the same age, but like maybe Dante's bosses, back in the day for making this kind of
Somebody.
deal. Yeah. And the announcer mentions I think they said Lucas Scott was being swarmed as he's been wheeled into the hospital. And the announcers continue that he wouldn't doubt if they didn't carry the kid out of here tonight, never bring him back. I think that was about Lucas. I don't know if it was about Dan, but
No, it was about Lucas.
okay,
Well,
yeah.
and it actually wasn't Dan they were talking about this time when they were talking about the announcing or for the radio, whatever. This was actually this
Then-
moment in time
okay.
because they said you got to feel bad for Nathan Scott
Mm, okay, yeah.
because he's made mistakes
Okay.
and that he won't forgive himself. And then for Lucas, they said that he had, a great game, and
Mhm.
that's when they said about he'll probably end up in the hospital.
No, I just got Scott for that part, and then I heard Lucas later on. That's what got me confused.
Yeah, no, they said Nathan Scott, and then they said Lucas Scott, because obviously there's two Scotts on the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Payne, is at home on cloud nine, waiting for Lucas to come see her. But that's when Brooke walks
Brooke comes
in.
up.
Yeah, saying that Lucas and Healer are in the hospital, and it's really
How
bad.
did Brooke know?
Yeah, because Nathan wouldn't call her when he's like that in his mindset. Dan wouldn't call her. Um, I don't know. Good question. Because
Well,
nobody
and
else that
two,
was there would
like,
call her.
well, and like Karen, she knows that Lucas and Peyton are together. So she would
Right.
have contacted
Yeah, maybe her.
Peyton,
Yeah.
his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm saying Karen.
Yeah.
She would have contacted Lucas's girlfriend, which is Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
So how did Brooke know before Peyton?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, they don't make that clear either. So
Because, well, unless Brooke was still there at the cafe after Peyton left.
I don't know. It seemed like that Lucas and Dan were
Yeah,
the only
because
ones
they were
there.
cleaning up, so it was just them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then
I don't know. I don't know how she
yeah.
found out.
Yeah, and Haley and Nathan were the last ones to leave. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they were in the parking lot and they saw the ambulance maybe coming by or something.
Wait, how were they? How were they the last ones to leave? Because remember, I just said that Haley told the girls that she's tired, so she's gonna go home, and then that's when Rachel
Mhm.
took her key. So
Yeah.
they were supposed to be the first ones to leave. So
Yeah,
how were
and
they
when
still there at the end?
yeah, and when Nathan came up to Dan, there were still people in the cafe.
Oh, I don't know what's that.
I don't know if it seemed like it.
I guess they were gonna leave, but then stayed longer. I guess I don't know.
Maybe she's one of them. Maybe she was in the bathroom or something.
Yeah,
And then that's when maybe everyone else left, and then they left. I don't
yeah,
know.
maybe,
It
yeah.
just kind of makes no sense, but okay.
Yeah, and then we see Whitey on the street like he was in the beginning of the episode. The announcer saying that the Ravens are champions at last, and there's not a dry eye in the house as we see Whitey and Nathan crying. Yep.
So for me, the high was the game. It was
Mm-hmm.
entertaining.
Yeah.
And I liked Lucas and Skills kind of going after, like against Nathan. I liked all that, even though I know they're supposed to be on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
And then my low was the accident.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Yeah, the same. The game was my high, and then Nathan finding out and Haley finding out that they're gonna have a boy, and yeah, the low was the whole car incident. Yeah.
And then I would rate this a 9. I really liked it.
Yeah, I give it a 9 too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's high.
Yeah, because it was entertaining with, if they're gonna win the game or not, what's gonna happen with Daunte, and then the baby and everything, and then worst and best.
They're kind of the same as the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
My worst is Daunte.
Yeah.
Because he obviously did damage and
Mm-hmm.
hurt Haley and the
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
And so obviously he's the worst for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the best, I actually went with Dan because Dan is taking responsibility for this.
Yeah.
And he tried to pay off Daunte
Mm-hmm.
in this episode.
Yeah. Mine
Yeah.
are the same. Yeah.
But again,
Mostly.
he was doing the right thing as like what parents
Mm-hmm.
do is they take whatever their kid, they take their fall.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So again, he showed that he could actually show up for his kids.
Yeah.
And he had that moment with Lucas, even though we all know it's going to end very soon.
Yeah. So Dan did more than Deb did in this episode. So.
And Karen. Dan's been doing a lot lately.
Yeah. Yep.
And then what about you?
I said it was the same for me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I cannot believe Dan's our favorite in the last couple episodes.
Right, but then it's gonna go downhill again eventually. So.
I know. Soon he'll be the worst again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's only when someone's worse than him that when he's the best.
Exactly. Like he's always the worst. It's just who's who actually took the fall for being the worst.
Yeah.
And then what's the next episode?
Episode 10, Songs to Love and Die By.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got live and die in there.
Yeah. There's Love and Die.
Oh, love and die. Okay.
Yeah. Sounds like something Peyton will come up with.
But yeah, sounds like a poem.
Mm-hmm. No playlist.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep. I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.